Welcome to the practice of healing. I'm Sonya Wilder, and it is November 10th, 2015. Thank you so much for joining me. Before we begin the broadcast, I would like us to take 3 full breaths to relax our nervous systems and get into the endorphin state. So just get yourself centered and grounded. Take a full breath in and let it out. Again, deep breath. Breathe in. Let it go. I'm really excited you're joining me, because we're talking about 2 topics that have been coming up consistently for weeks with multiple people. And as I tune into the collective consciousness energy, these are two energies that need to be addressed and cleared up. And the divine guides that I channel, the 4 Directions Archangels, which are Uriel, Raphael, Michael, and Gabriel, they have been bringing this into my awareness. So the first topic is going to be on upgrades. What are they? And the different degrees of upgrading that we do. The second topic is on energy clearing, how we clear old energy from our family lineage, from people around us, out of our bodies, so that we become clear, clean conduits of divine healing light, and then how to assist others in clearing themselves. And I'll address some of the misconceptions on that. I'm going to be taking callers on the air, so if you want to ask a question on air, you can call 713-955-0415 and press 1. Again, 713-955-0415 and press 1. And you will be received by fabulous producer Kelly, who will get you all set up to ask. You can also email a question to me to be answered during this broadcast at SonyaWilderWellness@gmail.com. That's Sonya, Sonya, Wilder, Wilder, Wellness, Wellness, @gmail.com. For the callers and the emailed questions, I will channel the answers from the divine guides. So I also want to talk about the energy that we're in right now. We are coming up on a new moon tomorrow morning at 9:47 a.m. Pacific time. And in the tropical Western astrological system, which is the system that I use, it is a new moon in Scorpio, sun and moon in Scorpio. Scorpio is the energy of the death and the rebirth, and I always focus on the higher aspect of that, which is the phoenix rising out of the ashes. We're all in a space and time in coming into the end of 2015 of letting go of the past, completely dissolving your soul contracts, your karma, and really letting that go and rebirthing yourself, reintegrating your ego into your body, and really coming into your dharma, your life purpose, what you're here to do in order to bring more light onto this planet, in order to really bring us into the new earth that Mother Earth Gaia is desiring. So tomorrow is also a very important day. It is 11/11. And this is an awakening code. There will be other podcasts that I will be talking about numbers and their significance. I'm a numerologist as well as an astrologer, and this is something I want to address on another podcast, but I just want to bring a little bit of this energy into this podcast. The awakening code, if any of you have seen 1111 on your clock, 1111 in your car when you're driving on the side of a bus, a billboard on the license plates in front of you, wherever it is. It's usually on the clock. That is an awakening code. You are to awaken to yourself. And if you feel like, well, I'm already awake, I do hear that from time to time. It is about levels of awakening. There isn't just one awakening. A lot of people started seeing the 1111 on the clocks back in 2010 and 2011. I myself was seeing them back then. But this is about constantly upgrading, shifting your energy up and up and up into a new level of awakening. So if you're seeing a lot of 1111s right now, we're coming up to the 1111 tomorrow, and that's what's happening. You're coming into a deeper, higher level of awakening to yourself. And it just so happens that I am an 1111 as well. I was born June 11th, and my name, number, vibration, Sonya Wilder, is also 11. So I am an awakener, which is really fun for me. I love that. So I want to talk about upgrades. What are they? I get asked that often. What are they? Upgrades are when your energetic body, your electromagnetic field, because we're all energy having a human experience, when that increases, when it expands, because universe, source, we have multiple universes. When source, I'll embody it all in source, and the oneness is source. Whatever your word for it is, it doesn't matter. I like to use source. When that is expanding, and we desire to expand as source in the body, that expands and it upgrades. And then you have all these other bodies that are closer, that come in closer to your physical body. There's emotional body, there are mental bodies, and there's multiple layers of bodies. And those will then expand. And so sometimes you feel like weeping, or there's a deep level of anger that comes up, or there's frustration, or sadness, or grieving, or laughing. There's spontaneous laughing. That's a big one that I'll do a lot. All of a sudden just feel like laughing. You'll see the absurdity of your hologram, of your past. When I speak of hologram, I'm talking about your outer, your external world, the image that you see. That's a holographic image. And there are different types of emotional upgrades. That means that your emotional body is expanding, and there's this heightened need to emote. And then there's the mental upgrades, when suddenly you get this huge download of thoughts that are very spiritual, or very galactic, or very angelic, or your intelligence starts to increase. That is a mental upgrade. And we're going through that. We're using more and more of our brain. We don't use much of our brain when we didn't when we were in the third dimensional perception. Now we're in the fifth dimensional perception. So now we are heightening our intelligence, our IQ. And I want to touch on this for a moment. I want to share with you. I never thought I was very intelligent growing up because my father and my brother were near geniuses. My brother's IQ was tested. He was at 139. I remember hearing that number, and 140 is where genius starts according to the scale that they used for him. And so he was always praised as being, the genius and brilliant, and he was. My father as well, and being the youngest in my family of five, 3 children and 5 members, I never felt like I was that intelligent. So given to them. And then coming into this ascension period in my life, but like ascension awareness, we've been ascending for a long time, but my ascension awareness since 2011, I took an IQ test last year in 2014. I had talked with somebody who is a teacher at PSU, a professor, and she sent me this IQ test. Now, I don't still have this. People keep asking me, send it to me. I'm sorry, I don't have it. But I took it online. It took me like an hour. It was very extensive. And it was totally profound because my IQ was so high. Don't ask me the number. I don't remember. It really isn't important to me. But I was just so pleased. Like, my mental body has expanded so much through all of this amazing work of letting go of my past, feeling all of my emotions that I needed to feel, clearing, doing all this healing work. And I just went, I'm highly intelligent, and I'm able to use it to serve me so that I can serve humanity. God, that's awesome. And I had to call my twin Sonya and share with her. And I had to call all the other people, my family, my friend Borden, everybody else. I'm like, this is so great. I'm like so much more intelligent than I realized. And look how much I can help people. So your mental body will expand and your intelligence will increase. And you get these downloads. If you're really opening up to source energy, you can feel a tingling or a vibration or a surging in the top of your head. That's your crown chakra opening up so that you can get your information from source energy. Because I want to share with you, it's very important you understand that when you are just listening to your thoughts, which are programmed, I mean, this is all the work that the Ruiz family, who are from the Toltec wisdom, the 4 agreements, the 5th agreement, and all of the wonderful books that Don Miguel Ruiz and his family have written. I mean, this is a staple in my life. This is a foundation to follow that actual those agreements. You know, they were brought into our world at this time for a very important reason. Those are the only guidelines externally that I actually use because they make sense for me and they work. And so when you don't listen to the thoughts because you're programmed, it's so crucial that you let thoughts move out of the way and you open up in your head through meditation. And it doesn't have to be sitting with the Ginu Mudra, the index finger and thumb to touch. You don't have to do that for meditation. I do sometimes. You can lie down and have a meditation. You can go outside for a walk in nature. That's my personal favorite. That's my preference for meditation. You can sit and have a cup of tea and meditate. I have a mini trampoline I jump on every single day. It's a moving meditation, the practice of yoga, the practice of qigong, tai chi, any sort of energy work, Reiki, quantum shiatsu, getting body work, getting energy work. Those are all forms of meditation. Looking at water running, going to a river, swimming in the ocean, swimming. That's a fabulous form of meditation. Looking at fire, being out in the wind, being in the elements. It's all forms of meditation. Then you can start to open up the crown chakra. Oh, and here's the key the guides are bringing in for me. When you're outside walking, unless it's too cold to do this, walk barefoot in soil. I'm a habitual barefoot walker, and everybody that knows me knows this. And it's key for me to stay very connected to Mother Earth, to the magnetic pull of our wonderful Mother who nurtures us, and it goes through the feet. The pores are larger in the bottoms of your feet, and there's a magnet that will pull you down, and it will build your immune system as well to walk barefoot. That will help to open your crown chakra so that you can tune in to source energy and start to download all of this source information. Then you can tap into the collective consciousness. Then the upgrades are more. They're cleaner and clearer. And you are going to call in the guides as well. You can call in your angels. Angels, come in and be present, please. Channel into me all of my divine information. Archangels, come in and be present, please. Channel the information into me. Ascended masters, come in and be present, please. Guide me with divine information. You can call in your High Council of Galactic Federation of Light. Make sure you're really calling in the High Council. And if you know the specific soul groups that you work with, you can call them in. The soul groups that I work with specifically for the galactics, I work with the Syrian High Council. They are my main galactic guides. I see them, I hear them, I have my whole life. I experience them on an energetic and a physical level as well. The High Council of the Felines, and cats with human bodies. A lot of us are feline and soul as well. The High Council of the Arcturians, the High Council of Andromedans, the High Council of the Hathors, and the High Council of the Etherians. And the angels are an Etherian soul group. I work with those specifically so I know them, and I call them in for daily guidance. They help me with my upgrades. The last body to experience an upgrade is your physical body. So here's what I experience when these happen. And there are different degrees of upgrading with all of these bodies. When it finally trickles down the upgrade to my physical body, I can experience exhaustion, fatigue. I have to lie down and sleep. And I'm such a mover. I have so much energy that, unfortunately, I fight it. And I got to stop that. And it's serious. And a lot of people will fight it, but you have to. You're going to do so much better, and the upgrade will complete more quickly if you do. So I am practicing, and it is a conscious practice, lying down when I feel exhausted, honoring that. Sometimes I can't. I have to go teach a class. I have to go pick up a child. I have to make a business phone call. Sometimes I can't. But I try to schedule now around an upgrade if I know they're coming on. And it's important you honor yourself in your ascension process by doing this. You may experience what I experience is physical pain, especially in the pelvis, around the hip sockets. That's a big place for us because we're releasing old family energy that is not serving us anymore, that can go back to your parents, your grandparents, the greats, all the way back. The DNA is holding on to old family emotions that isn't serving us, and we're releasing them. And there can be a lot of thigh pain, quadricep pain, and IT band pain are common. I've had a lot of that. Calf pain, if you really stuffed it down a lot, that's very common. Ankle pain, and then it can go up into the liver. You can experience some pain around the liver on the lower right side of your ribs. There can be pancreas pain in the lower left rib cage. That affects your insulin, your blood sugar, so you might have some hypoglycemia. And you don't know why suddenly you're feeling lightheaded and you've got to go get something to eat. A lot of that might be an upgrade that the pancreas is releasing old cellular debris. And it's important that you, number one, don't eat sugar. If you're going to have something sweet, please make it a piece of fresh organic fruit. Have some green stevia powder, green stevia leaf, crush it up. Make sure you have some stevia that's pure. There's a lot of processed stevia. I know I've had it myself. And, it's better than having extracted sugar, but it's still very processed. So see if you can get some green stevia leaf or some green stevia powder, and that will help your pancreas to balance the insulin levels so your blood sugar stays very balanced, and it will alleviate hypoglycemia as the pancreas is releasing and upgrading. You can feel a lot of the upgrading around the heart, chest pain, heart pain, underneath the armpits, breast pain, especially between the shoulder blades. That one is so huge for me. I've had that for years. a lot of what we call knots in the fascia, the connective tissue around the scapula, underneath the wing bones, and the knots are adhesions, and we're holding on in the heart. The heart is desiring to expand. It's working on upgrading. We all have kept our hearts locked up for a long time. There's a lot of mistrust in the third dimensional perception. As our perception is really moving away from the third dimensional perception, moving through the fourth dimensional perception into fifth, the heart will expand. The rib cage will experience expansion and pain. The neck, with the throat chakra, you might experience sore throats. A lot of mucus coming up. I hear a lot of people clearing their throat. A lot of mucus being expelled. It's important you get some essential oils for this. Juniper berry is wonderful for clearing the mucus. It is helpful for the spleen. The spleen is where we regulate the mucus, and juniper berry will help with that. Frankincense, an anti-inflammatory, will also help with that a lot. And lavender, which is a higher vibrational throat chakra oil, that nice light lavender blue color. And I just used that on my throat before starting this podcast. So I highly recommend you take some lavender. Please make sure it's clean. If you want some clean sources of essential oils, please email me, and I'll give my email so I can direct you to the cleanest sources, because there's multiple places to get that. And also, the throat, you can experience sometimes laryngitis. You can experience the need to yell, scream. Maybe you want to start singing. The throat is expanding. The neck might have a lot of pain. I've gone through that a lot for a long time, since I speak for my work. And I sing. I'm a singer. I'm a sound healer. And I do a lot of talking. And so throat chakra has experienced over the years a lot of clearing and a lot of neck pain. And then there's the jaw. That one's so common. If you're experiencing TMJ, temporomandibular joint clicking and popping, that is some intense physical upgrading. And it's important to get some body alignment. Make sure that you're seeing somebody. You can do Rolfing, the Rolfing system, or fascial stretch therapy. Craniosacral therapy is key to help with that. There's a lot of body modalities. There's a lot of energy work, Reiki, quantum shiatsu, essential oil therapy. Then, of course, there's the skull. When the skull is experiencing the expansion in an upgrade, that one gets me big time. I have a natal Saturn in Aries, and it's intense. Aries rules the head. And when the skull is expanding, the brain is expanding. My guides will share with me when I'm in upgrades that when the brain is expanding, the right and left brain hemispheres are merging. The right and left brain hemispheres are supposed to be one. They are not supposed to be separated. When we have the concept of time, the space-time continuum, it is in between the right and left brain hemisphere. We're merging those hemispheres, and the concept of time is dissipating. So if you have been feeling the need to let go of watching the clock, if you do not want to keep track of the date, and if it's very annoying to you to have to get to an appointment on time, or a class, or your work, that's because we're letting go as we upgrade of the concept of time. It really is just in the mind. And we use the clocks in order to keep us in that hologram, that energy. But we don't need it as we're moving into the fifth, and then eventually the sixth dimensional perception. We do not need the concept of time. The guides assure me that will move. We'll move out of that. So the head in an upgrade, headaches, brain surging, sinus is just huge. Like the sinus pain, eye pain. Eye pain is intense. Sharp pain, like you're being stabbed. That one just gets me every time. The temples. Oh, wow. It's like the temples have so much pain. The top of the head, the crown of the head, is the crown chakra is opening. And the medulla oblongata, that really can get you a lot. The bones in the skull will shift to make space, and it hurts. And so, again, consult with healers to help your body to make space in the physical vehicle so that you can lessen the intensity of your physical upgrade. So there are some big upgrades. Some of those are called the flu, and I love this. I learned this from a lot of my other light worker healers. The flu, F is frequency, L is light, U is upgrade. Frequency, light, upgrade. I love that. Isn't that awesome? Like, well, that just makes the flu go into a completely different perception. Yeah, it doesn't make it any easier, but boy, it certainly makes some sense when you're looking at it from a spiritual, energetic perception. Because otherwise you go, why am I doing this? You know, that's why. Because you're upgrading. You're having a frequency light upgrade. Those can last anywhere from a day to several days. I just had a huge frequency light upgrade, a flu, a few weeks ago now, which almost killed my physical body. Stopped breathing a couple of times. That one was so big. Then when I had a galactic soul group that had a lock on my body, I was put into a vortex that was too much for me to handle. It prepared me for these podcasts that I've moved into, and it prepared me for the work that I'm doing now and moving into. But it was a little bit too much, and I did ask the guides constantly to turn down the upgrade. Now, I want you to know you have free will. You can ask the guides, please decrease the upgrade. It's too much. You have to ask because we have free will. We're creator in the body. So please do. If you can't function, if you are in so much pain that you can't handle it, ask them to decrease the upgrade. Because they don't know. They're not in the body. The guides are not in the body. And they can't feel this like you can. I want to share with you what Archangel Michael, my oversoul, and who I channel, shared with me. Because I asked, why do we come into the body? Why do we go through all this, all these upgrades? Why are we here? I asked this past summer. And it came in, his beautiful voice came in so clearly. Because you're the strongest aspect of Source. Because you are the warriors. You are the freedom fighters. You are the strongest of light to be able to come into these bodies over and over and over again and do this work. This isn't the first time you've done this. You've all done this so many times. You're born and you die and born and you die in order to increase your divine light, to love more, to expand more, to be more free. I cried. That was so profound for me. Thanked Archangel Michael so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It felt so powerful in such a divine way to really awaken to that. We go through these painful upgrades. It's like, why do we do this? This is not fun. I don't want to upgrade. But then what happens after you upgrade? Your level of awareness, of consciousness is bigger. You're more awake. You're more aware. We're here to be so consciously aware that we're energy having a human experience, to connect with each other, to remember that we are one consciousness having individual experiences in order to bring the new earth back in, to bring it in. And it is a back in. We're restoring this planet, but it's a new energy at the same time. We're here to come back together to bring in all this joyfulness. state of bliss, of nirvana. There's so many words for it. That's what we're here to do. And it's incredible. It's a gift. It's an absolute miracle. Heaven on earth section. It's bringing this in to make this very real. And it's a gift. And we've done this before, and we're doing it again in a different way for experience. So it's important that you allow yourself the experience of upgrading, that you go through these upgrades. You don't have to go through intense pain. I keep saying to the guys, I don't want to go through all this intense pain anymore. Let's upgrade in a way where I don't have to be put down for 5 days. So then we have little upgrades. There are smaller upgrades. I experience them almost every day. Small upgrades for me happen between 2:30 and 3:30 every afternoon. I suddenly have to sleep, have to lie down. And I make sure that I get myself home where I'm in a space where I can do that. Lie down and rest. And a lot of the time I just need to sleep, but what happens is I become consciously aware in my sleep state. I lift up just above my body. I'm seeing through my third eye, my pineal gland in the front of the brain. And that's the brow chakra, the indigo color. And I am suspended in a beautiful state of crystalline. Everything's very golden, white, and sparkly. And the 4 Directions Archangels are putting these beautiful cobalt blue orbs around my body. I can see it. They are raising the vibration of my body. It's quite profound. Now, the blue orbs don't happen daily. I always am suspended in this crystalline state, but there's different things that happen. Sometimes I see energy light grids in my room that are shooting around, raising the vibration in my room. Sometimes I'm visiting people. I will float around. I will go to other people's higher selves if they want to work with me astrally, and we have an agreement to do that. Then I'll go to them. Then I'll work with them, and I'll call in divine light in order to help them to release their past and upgrade. There's a lot of things that go on. Not everybody's consciously aware of their upgrades. That's okay. That's where you're at, and you will eventually. And you can ask before you lie down for an upgrade or for your sleep time, which is also can be an upgrade. Nighttime sleep, it's a renewing, it's a healing. We're doing so much. You're leaving your body, you're clearing your mind. You're integrating the ego back into your being, and you're traveling. You can travel home to your star system, your home that your soul was born in. You can have meetings with your high council, et cetera, and you can ask before you go down to please integrate more. Please, divine guides, I want to have more awareness when I wake up. I want to be more integrated. I want to remember fully who I am. Now, what's coming into my system here is, I'm sure many of you can relate to this. I know I can. When you're first starting to be aware of your upgrades, it might not be so pleasant. You might have liked to have been in the dream state of waking or walking around more unconscious. And it brings to mind the scene from the original Matrix film when the actor Joey Pantoliano, Joey Pants, he's meeting with, the lead Matrix guy. I can't remember his name. But they're in the scene in the restaurant, and Joey Pants is eating the steak, and he's selling Keanu Reeves back, and turning him in, and he's talking about how he wishes he'd taken the blue pill because he just didn't like being awake. It just wasn't that fun, and that's because he's in the beginning of his being awake. And so sometimes when you're in the beginning of being awake and your upgrades, and they're really not fun, and you're not quite sure what's going on, that scene in the Matrix and then all the scenes where they're on that ship's not fun. They're not having a good time on that ship, and they're eating a bunch of slop. They're all just trying to figure it out. That's what it's like in the beginning sometimes. Like, what is going on here? I don't like this. I kind of liked being unconscious. I liked Comcast. I want to go back to my 5 HBO channels. and check out. I live like that. We totally get that. But when you get into your higher upgrades, once you get past that, and by the way, you don't have to go through that stage. Some people just, quantum jump right into their high upgrades. Fabulous. I'm happy for you. I wish I had done it that way. But once you get up into your higher upgrades and you come into this deep level of awareness and you go, I don't even want to have a television anymore. I don't need to go see the movies. I just want to be outside with the animals and I want to be with my tribe. And, I'm just eating plants. I'm feeling so much better. And I get it. Get all of this. That's a beautiful state we get into of beingness. And the ego is being reintegrated, and you love your ego, and you're looking at your reflection and everybody else, and you're just loving that reflection. That's the space that makes these upgrades worth it. Like, oh, yes, look how everybody is reflecting my love back to me. And even if they're not, even if you're attracting people who are reflecting ego back to you. I just love that when I see people's ego being reflected back to me, because this last huge upgrade that almost killed me, my beautiful son, Kyan, who's 11, he was by my side. He's such a great healer. He was by my side. I'm crying, and I was crying. And I had all my wonderful people come in to help me, my twin Sonya, who made sure that I was as nourished as my body could possibly be. She just helped to save me. And my friends, Michael, and who helped me, and Borden, who came in, and my wonderful shamanic healer, Mary West, came in and helped me so much, and all of my people. Kylene came and did remote healing, and I had so many people help me. Please ask your family, your community, when you're going through the frequency light upgrades. So my mom came in, the kids helped me. You've got to ask for help. It'll help you get through it so much faster. I went through that, and that was the last of my ego being reintegrated into my being. And I came out of that with such a heightened awareness. It was so painful to go through it. I just almost didn't make it. And the soul group that had their lock on me, it was hard. I had a full contract with them, I found out. They weren't so kind about it. They wouldn't let me sleep. They wouldn't let me dream. I was just hovering above my body. And I was in this vortex. It was crazy. And I was suspended in this space. And they were giving me these to nourish my body because I couldn't eat. I was throwing up. They gave me these black shards of like glass with little rainbow tips in them, and they were saying, here, feed your chakras with these rainbow colors. And I started to do that. I'm now starting to really feed my chakras with color therapy. Oh, it was so intense. But it was a death. It was like, it was a death. It was a death. It was a death and a rebirth. And would I go through it again like that? I don't know. I mean, do I have to go through that in order to integrate my ego? No, there's a choice. When I found out I had a soul contract with this soul group that was benevolent, not benevolent, they were actually quite vicious about it. And I'm asking my guys why. I got super pissed off when the upgrade was completing, and I was starting to heal again, and I was up and around. I called in my guides. The Syrian High Council came in. Syrian High Council here. And my two very tall male guides in their white robes, 9 feet tall, with their super high foreheads. And I was mad. And I said, what the F? What happened? What was up with that? And they were explaining to me, you had a full contract then if you weren't releasing the past fast enough, which I wasn't. You asked us to do. You asked everybody to do this. So sometimes that happens, and you got to go with it, and I did. And I'm on the other side of it, and the clarity, the conscious awareness, it's profound. I am seeing things in a very different way. I'm reading people faster. I'm able to help. That's the point of going through this, that I'm able to serve with what I do, with what I agreed to come here to do. And I'm very, very joyous to do that. It's an honor. It is. It's an honor to serve. So these different degrees of upgrades, can happen to you daily. Those are small. Sometimes there's pain with them. Especially if you're not letting go of your past. If you would just step into your now and step into what you're supposed to do, what it is your passion is, not everybody knows what that is. And there's a lot of fear with a lot of people to step into what they're supposed to do because there's an immensity to it. You know, as we're talking, Marianne Williamson says we're not afraid of our darkness, we're afraid of our light, afraid of our power. It's true. But once you get into your power, oh gosh, I want to share with all of you, such a relief, such a relief. It's incredible. I'm attracting such divine beauty into my life. I'm so grateful. And it feels so good. I'm ready for this. You get ready for it. Like, I'm ready. Bring it on. Come on. So, that brings us into a caller. We have a call in the queue. We have Carolyn. So, Kelly, if you could bring Carolyn on the line, that would be wonderful.
Hi, Sonya. Good afternoon. This is Carolyn.
Hi, Carolyn. Welcome to the podcast. Thank you for calling.
Oh, it's my first time. I'm not sure if this is a new show, but I resonate with everything that you just said about upgrades. I've been at it since, I think, the year 2005, and it's been affecting my energy, let's just say, but I guess when I go to sleep, I wake up in the morning, I'm okay again. But I've noticed that it's pretty strong on certain days, such as a full moon, the last full moon. So I resonate with everything that you said, and you're extremely, extremely knowledgeable. And I like that you're, I don't have anybody to share these types of conversations with. So I understand about the ETs and those guides because I'm so curious in meeting. I have a desire to meet, I think I have 2 or 3 Alpha Centaurian guides. And I got the goosebumps as I said that. And
that's great.
So excited. I want them to come in my living room for a couple of years already. They refuse. They don't come. They think I'm scared, but I'm not scared.
No, they don't. Carolyn, they don't think that you're scared. You know what? The Alpha Centaurians, they're a soul group that you work with because you know, that's part of your soul is Alpha Centaurian. You might be from that star system if that's the group you're tuning into. Ask them to come in. High Council of the Alpha Centaurians. Come in and be present, please. Guide me. You got to ask and be very specific about what you would desire to receive from them. If you want to see a scout ship when you're walking out at night or during the day, ask to see their ships. The galactics are in the sky constantly. They're cloaked, but they will come out for us. Maybe not right away. There are some galactics in the body, which we are, that just have the ability to summon them, and they can see them. My youngest son, Kyan, is one of them. Sometimes I see them, but you can ask them to come in. If you want them to come into your living room, ask them. My High Syrian Council's walking around here all the time. They move my water and my water dispenser. Blah, 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 blah. They turn on my faucets. They blink my lights. I got the High Steel Line Council coming into my pictures when I take pictures in the sun. I got cat faces coming out of my sun. I'll share with you. My twin Sonya will listen to this if she's not listening to this now. Sonya, I'm going to share this. Sonya's been taking a lot of selfies and getting her pictures. And what she took yesterday, she's got the High Council of Andromedans that she's a part of, that she works with. They're coming in to her pictures. They're freaking awesome. Take pictures of yourself in the sun and ask your guides to come through. See what comes, powerful stuff. That way you know that they're there. You're not scared at all.
No. Oh, great. Guess what? I did see a spaceship. When? I think 2012 or 2013 when it was the Venus transit, June 7th. I did see at 3:06 in the morning. There was a spaceship. First thing, my house was so well lit that I thought there was a spotlight on it or something. And I woke up
they were being
like a zombie. I looked out the window, and there it was. But at a time, I'm not sure if it was I know it was more than one, by the way. It was more than one. And I asked them if they were my star family, to give me a sign. So I told them, turn the lights off. They turned the lights off. And then
I love it.
I wanted confirmation throughout the week after it happened. And this lasted 10 minutes, and then I went to bed. But, this is so unique that I live near a naval station, but just for, it doesn't have troops or anything like that. But somehow, I don't know, I just asked a friend of mine if he had heard anything, and she's prominent in this town. She's a school teacher, and I didn't even know she believed in anything. I just took a chance, and I said, did you hear about, Saturday night, 3:06 in the morning, did you hear anybody calling the police? And her husband has a scanner, and she said, yes, not only they called the police, they called the naval station because there was something in the sky. People saw something in the sky. I wasn't the only one. So I got the goosebumps. I got my confirmation that way as well, but I really wanted to support so they're not scared of ETs. So I...
No, well, we are ETs, Carolyn. We are ETs in the body. You can call them ETs. We're galactics. We are galactics in the body. Yes, your soul was not born to this star system. Your soul was born from another star system.
Yes, I believe that. I'm not sure. I have this great, curiosity for the past, 2 years about the Alpha Centaurians, but before that, it was the Pleiadians.
Well, sure. So, the Pleiadians are very invested in this planet. Number one, this Earth is one of their creations. We come through the Pleiadian star system to come onto this planet, number one, because it's so close to this star system. And number two, they are invested in these Homo sapien bodies that we keep reincarnating into. They put their DNA into the DNA of these bodies that we use, that we create. So the Pleiadians, they're one of our main galactic soul groups, one of our main guides. They're beautiful, and they come on this earth. They're living on this planet amongst us. It's the full-bodied Pleiadians. They're beautiful beings, and they're constantly working with us. They have since the beginning.
Oh, you're very. I love speaking with you because I have a freedom. I don't have anybody, anybody to speak. That I would feel this. They think you're woo-woo. Even the people that are around me, I slowly get them educated, but very slowly. It's okay.
That's okay, but that's your job. That's your job to do that. So here's what I'm encouraging, and it's wonderful that we're talking about this because I've been talking with my tribe here in Portland about this, and I want to share this with everyone. Now, it's a part of my soul contract with bringing in the new earth to be out of the closet with being a galactic, an angel, an archangel, an ascended master in the body. It's my job to help all of you to awaken. We are a first wave of light workers to ascend and to wake up. I'm an awakener for all of you. I'm here as a bullhorn. Wake up! You are ascended master and creator in the body. So I'm very visible with all of this, and honestly, I just don't give a rip what people think of me. This is just my personality. It's the personality that I chose coming into this body with. I'm very extroverted. I'm very bold about this. It's so normal for me to talk about this. It's like I'm saying to somebody, oh, yeah, I'm a high Syrian galactic in the body. Can you go bring me a drink of water, please? I would say that in the same sentence. And people are like, did you just say Syrian galactic? I heard the water part because that's just who I am, and I'm asking all of you, galactics, archangels, ascended masters in the body, to please start to come out of the closet with your community. Take a chance and be yourselves and start speaking to all of these beautiful people on this planet about who you are, because it's the only way that we're going to come together as a collective. It's your dharma, your service on this planet to do this. So you're attracted to my show because you're desiring your tribe to come back to. You're looking for all of us.
Well, not only that, since I'm a little girl, I've known that I didn't come from this earth. I know where I came from. But along the way, you put all that aside. But now I have a second career from what I used to do before. And my second career, which was always my dream, to start my own business, but I'm kind of becoming that light worker that wants to bring light workers to the forefront and start a platform such as authors, public speakers. So I'm doing that, and I chose this group, the light workers. But I'm open. I started out just being with the light workers, which right now I represent 3 authors that one has a science fiction book based on her true story as a galactic as well. She's what do you call, like half human. Her mom is human, but her dad was from another planet.
Is that a hybrid?
Hybrid. She's a hybrid. And she wrote a book.
Most of us are hybrids.
Yes, and it's actually going to it's a sci-fi book, and this is one of the reasons I'm calling you as well. And this is my first book now that's going to go, so I'm a literary agent, and what I do is I bring these books, and I submit it to the top publishers in New York City. And so now I have this book here, and I've been waiting for this all my life. I feel like crying, Sonya. I've been waiting for this moment all my life, and
Good.
I have this here for 2 weeks, and I still have to do a little work on it, cover letter, etc. I have to sell this thing, and I can't seem, if I work on it for 5 minutes throughout the day, it's like, okay, I'm done. I can't go on. I don't know what's happening to me, but I've been helping people all my life, and now it's like, this is why I want to help people. And here it is. Everything's ready to go, and I'm not doing my job. And I feel horrible as, I'm starting a business, and nothing gets going, and I don't know why. I reached out to a friend of mine in England, and he told me that, and I don't know, that if something happened a couple of weeks ago, somebody was doing something to me. And I did some healing, and I was okay on day 3, and boom, now I'm back again into that thing of I'm an exciting person. I have overdrive. I want to help people, and what's wrong with me, Sonya? I just feel like crying. That's all
You go ahead and you cry. You're in a safe space. You go ahead and you cry and you emote, because that's a part of your body clearing itself so that we can unblock what's blocking you. First of all, I want to acknowledge all of this beautiful work that you're doing. You are an amazing light worker, and I'm very excited about you. I think you have a beautiful personality. Your heart is immense, and you know what it is you're here to do, and that needs to be acknowledged. So thank you for doing your work. Thank you for keeping your heart so open. Thank you for recognizing what it is you're here to do, your service. Thank you. It's so needed. Thank you for being. Thank you.
Oh, you're beautiful yourself. And thank you for being you.
It's true. No, I can't be anything but. Okay, so here's the second part. You're being asked to relax into this work and to be open to receive how this process is coming into you, because as you're doing this work, as you're setting up this business, as you're writing, as you're doing everything, sometimes there's too much of a masculine dominant drive, and this is about balance between the masculine and the feminine, and the feminine is about being open to receive and showing a lot of gratitude. And gratitude is masculine and feminine. I'm getting a trickle down through the crown of my head, so I'm just channel the information as it's coming in. But what they're showing me, what they're bringing in here is, it's so important for you to practice the receiving aspect of this, because you're blocking the information coming in by trying too hard to make it happen. Does that make sense?
Yes. I've been doing that for a couple of months.
Yes, the guides, they want you to receive. They want you to practice more being quiet within yourself, go outside and walk in nature, do some movement, lie down and rest. If you want to start to tune into your work, before you do it, they want you to get really centered within yourself, soften up, be open to receive. If you're having challenges with that, make sure there's no caffeine in your system. Make sure that you've not had any sugar, that you've had just some really cleansing foods like raw coconut oil. Make sure you've had a chopped fresh salad. Everything needs to be organic. Make sure that the fuel that you're putting in your body, the food, is very clean. I highly recommend, and this is so great because I didn't address this in my upgrade section here, everyone needs to get as much raw and living, organic, clean plant food into their diet. It's important that you have chopped fresh vegetables and fresh fruit every day, that you have smoothies without any dairy, just fruit and vegetable smoothies, and fruit juices. Juicing is key because it's less digestion and the nutrients hits the cell walls immediately and gives you instant energy. Make sure they're as green as possible, that you juice cucumbers and celery, and then greens in with that, and some wonderful herbs, basil, parsley, cilantro, mint, things like that. You can put in some apple to sweeten it up. Get your juices before you do this work and watch how you can relax. Essential oils are key. Again, lavender is a feminine energy oil, so you can put that on the bottoms of your feet, at the back of your ears, and over the throat to help you to relax and be open to receive. And this is a practice for you. This is something that you're being asked by the guides to practice every day so that this work flows through you. You're channeling them. And you're already doing this quite a bit, but they want you to become more in balance with your masculine and your feminine side.
Wow. Thank you. Yeah, I'm a vegan. I'm into all of that already.
Hooray! I'm excited. How long have you been a vegan? I have to ask.
Well, you know something. I come from a European background, and anything that walks, they kill and they eat, That's like... Nothing has really changed. But when I was very little, my grandma, I went on vacation to see my grandma, and she had like 13 ducks before the Christmas Eve. And on Christmas Day, she had 12 ducks. And I was like, wow, what's going on? And so I asked them, what happened to the other ducky? And my mom said that was last night. And from that point on, I knew I didn't want to eat animals. But because I was brought up, but as a teenager, I was always a vegetarian, here and there. But I never wanted to eat meat, never had that desire. But now I've gone vegan just a couple of months. But sometimes, the caffeine, because, one thing about it is, like, if you drink coffee, if you eat stuff like this, you don't feel like having coffee anymore. And that's what happened to me. I used to drink 5 cups a day. And once I went just vegan, no milk, it was bothering me. The milk was bugging me. So I just went clean diet, and I love it, and I feel great about it. But once in a blue moon, I'll have my cup of coffee, which I feel like, okay, I'm entitled, I'm not hooked on it anymore. Just once in a while on the weekend.
Good. So when you're working, the guides are asking you not to have any coffee when you're going to work, and they're asking you to switch to green tea. I drink green tea every day. I make an herbal infusion that's a healing tea. Anybody that knows me knows about my very now famous healing tea. And I make it daily, and it does have green tea in it, so the caffeine, but I also, to balance that out, I use lemon balm or Melissa, the herb, which is a relaxer.
Yes.
And so I put the two of them together, and wow, total balance. But if you're looking for that caffeine rush, the guides are asking you to switch to green tea. They're even showing me a cup of green tea in front of me. They're like putting a picture. They're like, show her this. Yeah, so that's what's coming through. And it's important that you shift in out of the coffee. It's very acidic. Oh, I know. I was a pot of coffee a day drinker when I was in New York. For 5 years in my New York life, out of my 7 years in New York, a pot of coffee a day. It was my alarm clock. The coffee maker was next to my bed. I had
you know something.
To start brewing at 6 a.m.
No, I was the same way. I used to get up at 5, get to work at 6, and have a cup of coffee. And I never liked coffee, but because it was like fashion trendy, you walk around with a
sure,
coffee.
Sure, it is. It's social.
I'm a city girl, so I got to have my cup of coffee, and I have to look. And it was like nonsense.
I know it. I said, listen, I love coffee. I love the smell. I grew up with it. My father still drinks coffee every day, and I grew up with drinking coffee, smelling coffee, and all of that. I love it, but it's not meant to go in the body. It's not meant to be consumed. Coffee was never meant to be. Why can't I to drink coffee? I can't figure out the past tense term for that. So, coffee was never meant to go through the mouth. It's actually a wonderful colonic to dilate the sphincter of Oddi in the liver and to release the bile stones. So I'm a colon hydrotherapist and a cleanse counselor, and that's what I use cold-pressed green coffee for. So that's what coffee was meant to do, and it's aromatherapy. If you are smelling one scent and you want to get the scent out of your olfactory senses to smell another oil, smell coffee in between, coffee beans, and that'll neutralize you and help you to take in the next scent. Isn't that great?
Wow, you're very knowledgeable.
Yeah.
That's how you're like a walking Wikipedia.
I'm a walking, living library. That's what I am. So the coffee, they're asking you to cease that, to switch to green tea. It's a powerful antioxidant. It helps to keep cancer away, and it gives you clarity of mind. It's wonderful. There's so many health benefits to green tea. My Chinese doctor that I used to go to years ago, he was always sharing with me the health benefits of green tea. So switching to that, definitely cleaning up the diet. Most light workers are now really starting to leave the lower vibration of eating animal. It is a lower vibration. It makes us feel heavy, and we don't need that anymore. So I'm so excited about this for you. So did this address your questions?
Oh, my, you went above and beyond. I thank you for
wonderful.
Your time. You're very I'm very conscientious about whoever's after me on this radio show. So I thank you for taking your time with me, because you're really helping a lot of people. Thank you. First time I listened to your show, but I'm hooked on it. I maybe you could write a book someday.
You and Carolyn, you and everybody else wants me to write a book. They've been telling me that since I was 11. My oldest son, Colby, he's a writer. And I asked him if he would co-write a book with me, if he would actually do the writing and I'll just dictate. And I said, you can either take the credit with me or be the ghostwriter. And he said, I'll be a ghostwriter. I said, I'll certainly give you the percentage of financial compensation that you will be getting for that. But, he's closer to 19, and he's a brilliant writer, actually. And so I guess that's in the divine plan, because you and everybody else seems to tell me that I need to write a book, so I'm sure it will come. Thank you, Carolyn, for calling in. Thank you for asking the question, because so many other people have this question, and we really covered so much in this. I'm really grateful for you, and continue to listen. This is my second podcast, so you'll find my first one on U72 Radio, and you can listen to the first one that happened 2 weeks ago. I'm so grateful that you were listening and that you could help. Thank you. Thank you so much.
I'm grateful to have spoken to you today, and I look forward to, connect with you in the future. Have a beautiful day. Thank you again as well.
Well. Thank you, and have a beautiful day. I will talk with you soon. Bye.
Bye now.
Bye. That was amazing. Thank you, Carolyn. So, before I take my next call, because there's another caller and I want to get to the next caller, I do want to just finish up the upgrade thing since I talked with Carolyn about this. It is so important when you're upgrading. I want to reiterate this. Use beautiful plant tools plant medicine. And when I'm speaking of plant medicine, I really want to be clear. Food is thy medicine. Hippocrates said that. It's true. Juicing, green vegetable juices. Make sure that you get blue-green algae, spirulina. It's called spirulina. A lot of people call it spirulina. And in my nutrition studies, I learned about it being spirulina because there's a helix spiral, the DNA spiral in it. It's called spirulina because of that. That's blue-green algae. There's marine phytoplankton. Comes from the Atlantic Ocean. Make sure you know your source and get a clean source of that. And then the green algae, which is my ultimate favorite, is sun-cracked chlorella, which is green algae, one of the most absorbable sources of protein that you can get. You can put that in your juices. And it's important to take essential oils. Make sure you have a clean source of essential oils if you're putting them in internally. And if you want to know sources of that, please email me, Sonya, Sonya, Wilder, Wilder, wellness, WELLNESS, @gmail.com, or go to my website, SonyaWilderWellness.com, and send me a message, and I will give you wonderful sources for clean essential oils. So I want to take the next caller, who is Sandy.
Hello.
Hi,
Hello.
Sandy.
Hi.
Welcome to the call.
Thank you.
Yes. How can I help you?
Well, I have a question about my mom.
Yes.
And I just want to see what you see about my mom.
What I see about your mom. Is your mom still in her body?
Yes and no.
She's transitioning. Your mom is transitioning. Can you give me her name, please?
Navia.
Navia, and do you have a birth date on her?
It's 9/29/27.
She's born on the 29th. That's challenging. 29th, a challenging number. Yes, so she's going through a lot. She's challenging you.
Okay.
She's challenging you. She's showing you parts of yourself that you really need to fall in love with. That's very clear.
Oh, really?
Are you receiving that? Well, yes. Simply because she's challenging, and she's challenging you, and she's going through shifts, and she's, getting ready to leave.
Yeah, and I'm just wondering if she's going to linger or not.
Well, she will for a while. She will for a little while. So they're showing me that there's a lot of angels that are surrounding her, that are helping her to release. There's a lot of pain there. There's holding on. Listen, a lot of people that are leaving now, that are leaving their bodies, letting the body die. A lot of them are lingering because this is a time of ascension. This is a time when we're shifting. And this is a part of their growth. This is a part of those people who are deciding to leave. It's a part of their growth, and it's a part of your growth. So can you receive how the parts of you that she's showing you that you need to fall in love with and accept? Can you see that? Can you accept that?
Yes, I guess so. But, I think she's telling me a lot about spirit and the other side, too.
Well, sure, because she's getting ready to go. She's transitioning.
Yeah. And
she's transitioning. That's what happens. They prepare her.
And the other day, I thought was real interesting. She told my brother what he was doing was wrong. And
so yeah.
And you kind of know what that's about.
I'm not getting specifics on what that's about. That's not something that's being shown to me because it's not important. a lot of times details are not important about what's going on. What's important is the soul growth, what it is that you're all learning about yourselves from these people in your life. Remember, the people that are in your life, they're mirrors for you. So when you're asking me about your mom, it's really not about your mom. It's really about you. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yes, this is about you and your growth. So you are integrating parts of yourself that you must love. You must love more. And your mom is hanging on in order for you to come to higher levels of love within yourself. She's holding on because she's also going through that. She's holding on because she's still processing the past. This is common. I've had so many conversations about this with so many people lately. So family members, the body is dying, and they're transitioning, and in their transition, they will start to go into the other side. There is a halfway cross point. And they're going to start to see from a higher level what's going on with people around them, and they'll be very honest with you, and they'll tell you.
Okay.
It's common. Happened to my grandparents when I was growing up, and they were dying. And, my mom's stepmother, she started talking about seeing her husband, my grandfather, and he was preparing her, and she started telling us all these things about ourselves, and we're going, how did she know that? Because she's walking between both worlds. And she can see. My sister did the same thing when she was leaving her body from non-smoker's lung cancer. She's doing the same thing.
Yeah. Well, I know that she's saying I'm psychic and so are you. And
so she's right.
And she said we're all one, and everybody really knows.
Good.
And this is stuff that she never said before,
That's because she wasn't tapped into the higher realms. So
right.
She's teaching you the light, and she's teaching you how not to hang on as well.
Yeah, and I don't want to hang on. I want her to pass.
You want her to pass, so give her permission to pass. Have you told her it's okay to go?
Maybe I haven't told her the right words,
So, here's what you need to say, because this is what I told my sister, my Gemini Virgo rising twin who was older than me. She crossed in 2007. I helped her into a coma. I was holding her. My family and I, we helped her go into a coma. And I said, it's time to go, Julie. It's time to let go. She was hanging on. I said, I give you permission to go. My mom said to her, we give you permission to go. We were all saying to her, we give you permission to go. It's okay.
No.
Because you're in pain. Go. Let go. You've got to give them permission to go when they hang on. Because we forget how to leave the body. When we do, we forget. It's actually much easier than being born. Coming into the body is very challenging. Going out, you just leave with the exhale if you learn to release and let go of your attachments. But we're very attached to the body. And we go through levels of guilt, and I wish I had done something different. Your mother is seeing the higher realms, and so she's giving you a gift right now by sharing that with you, and it's important you receive this as a gift. It's a gift that you're able to go through the death process with her. It is upgrading you, heightening your awareness.
I was just also wondering, she talked about my brother who's been dead for like 30-some-odd years. And
no, she's with her. He's with her.
But I also thought that we reincarnate, too.
Well,
I guess some of us do and some don't.
Okay, so we're in Ascension right now. This is Ascension on this planet. Most souls are no longer reincarnating. You have to. This is the last life. I'm not reincarnating anymore. This is it for me. This is my last life. I've been doing these lives, thousands of lives on this planet, and so this is Ascension. So the souls that are coming in, they're coming in from a really high space now, high vibration. We got the diamond crystal souls coming in. The indigos are coming in. We're indigos. Then we have the crystal souls coming in. Now the diamond crystal souls are coming in. These babies that are coming in. Whew, are they awake? They're powerful. They're intense. They are masters. They're here ready to go. So most people are going into a much higher space, a higher realm to finish the soul contracts that they had. And then once we've brought the new earth here, then those people who haven't worked off all of their soul contracts here, their karma, then they're going to come back into a new body, into the new earth. But most people are not coming in to work off anything more if they're not already here. A lot of the times, like for your mother, the death process is a part of her ascension. She's going to finish hers out of the body. That's what happens. If you can't transform your carbon-based body into crystalline, the cells are changing from carbon-based, which degenerates. They compost, they die, to crystalline-based, which regenerates. That turns into the glowy body. Think of the stories, the biblical stories of Jesus going into the cave and coming out. The body was gone, and they saw him walking around with a glowy body. That's what we do. We ascend. And if you're not here to do that, your body will die, and you're going to have to go into a higher realm in order to ascend. So your brother, he's aiding her, and he's doing the rest of his karmic work in a higher space. He's not going to reincarnate at this time. He's not coming back in anytime. He's helping your mom. That's part of his service, is to help her.
Okay. And
my sister's doing that for. Yeah, go ahead.
How about my aunt?
Same thing. The same thing. It's all the same thing. They're, if they're not really working on, if any of your family members, any of your friends, anybody that you know, if they don't have a deep level of awareness and being awake to being creator in the body, to being an ascended master here, and they're going through a lot of sickness, the dis-ease, they're just refusing to wake up, then they're probably going to go through the death process, and they're probably going to go into a higher realm to finish their ascension. That's just a consequence. Okay. And we want them to. Death is not a negative. It just is. It's a process. We go through it over and over and over and over again. It's not tragic. Death is not tragic. It's a blessing. It's a gift.
No.
It's a gift. So your mother's giving you an amazing gift by tuning you into both worlds. Listen to what she's saying. Yeah, listen to what she's saying. Write the information down. Ask her questions. She's totally tapped in. She's able to channel for you. Ask questions.
Okay.
Talk with your brother.
But I do.
I would. I could talk to your brother through her. I would. I'd be asking him all kinds of questions.
Well, I'm hoping that my brother will listen to what she says, because he is being really nasty. He's trying to steal money and things like that.
Well, send lots of blessings. Lots of blessings.
What's that?
And lots of love. Send him a lot of blessings and a lot of love. Love him. It's always about, what are our family members showing us? What are people showing us that we need to love more? How do we need to love this person more? Because they're reflecting a shadow self, a dark part of us, and that needs love. That all needs love. So much love.
Uh-huh.
This is all about that. All this is about that. How much more can you love? That's what this is.
So when do you
think? Can get caught up into yeah, go ahead.
When do you think she will pass?
I have no idea. That's not been decided.
It's when she's
ready.
That
information is not going to come in.
Okay.
That information isn't going to come in right now. She's going through her process, and you are also learning. This is more about you than it is about her. This is her death process. It's her death process, but this is because you are able to be a part of this. This is a part of your ascension.
Okay.
It's a gift. It's a gift. And when you come out on the other side of it, you'll really feel the scope of that. Does that make sense to you?
I think so.
This is helping you to get more into your body and trust the universe, trust source. Do you understand? Good, of course you do. Yes, you do. You're doing such a beautiful job. I want to acknowledge you for going through this. I want to commend you for going through this with your mother. You're doing beautifully. You're at exactly where you're supposed to be at. Trust that. Trust your mother's process of passing. Trust the process. Really be the observer process and just be there with her and observe everyone. Step back a little bit and observe and see the blessing in all of this. See the lessons in all of this. Be open to receive love from all of this. And when there's negativity, when there's pettiness, just love it. I want you to focus on loving all of this because that's what the guides are showing me. It's important that you come more into a space of love for yourself and love for anyone around you who's negative. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yes. Yep, there's a lightning in your voice now. Your voice just lit up a little bit. There's a little bit of a heart opening going on here. I can feel this. I can hear it. You're doing amazing. You're at exactly where you're supposed to be at.
Okay.
The angels are working with you. The angels keep coming in. They keep saying, tell her, angels are present here. Call in the angels to surround your mother as well and to surround you. Call in angels. Come in and be present, please. I'm getting a lot of angelic confirmation here.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yes. Does that help you? Is this helpful for you?
It is. It just, my dad's really taking it rough.
Because he has attachment.
Yeah.
The mind gets attached to a certain idea, a certain way, and when we have attachments to a mindset, you know, your dad's in the old school. He's seeing death as a tragedy. Your dad is seeing the old third-dimensional way of looking at everything. That's okay. A lot of people in that generation are. That's okay. Call in the angels to surround him with a tremendous amount of light and love. Call in the divine guides to help your dad. And this is his process as well. It's also important that you don't interfere with your dad's process of healing. Maybe his soul desires him to feel this pain in order for there to be growth. Sometimes we do have to experience pain in order to grow and expand. Not always, but sometimes we do. Does that feel clear to you?
Mhm.
Good.
That's true.
Yes, it is true. But we don't always. We don't have to choose a painful route in order to expand. You can choose the loving light route, and there's immense expansion in that as well. Because I really want to clear that up. You know, we're taught in society, there's only growth through pain. You have to experience pain for growth. You know, it's like a bumper sticker. And I'm like, who said? Who wrote that rule? Who made that up? That's not necessarily true. Maybe that worked in the old Ascensions, but you're a creator in the body. You can make this however you want it to be. I don't want to go through pain all the time in order to experience growth. Maybe I just want to expand my heart and feel the love. Look at that. I'm growing right there. That feels a whole lot better. You can choose to feel good. You don't have to feel pain in order to grow. It's a choice. We always have choices.
Right.
Good.
I appreciate your time.
I'm sorry you're breaking up. I can't hear you.
Oh, I appreciate you taking the time.
All right, hold on. We're losing the connection here. Sandy, we're losing the connection.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
I can't, Rick. I can just use so much. You're going through the Holland Tunnel in New York. All right. I'm going to thank you and end the call because I can't hear you. Thank you, Sandy, so much for calling in. I'm so grateful for the time that we had here, and I hope that was helpful for you. Thank you so much for calling in and for listening to the show. Thank you. So I want to come to the second topic as we're moving into the last half an hour of the broadcast. And if there are any more questions, please, you can, again, email questions to me, Sonya Wilder Wellness at gmail.com, and you can call in. I want to come into energy clearing because I've been talking with multiple people about how to clear the energy in your body. We take on other people's energy, which actually doesn't serve us. at all, and I was doing this for a long time. So taking on other people's energy is not beneficial for you. And a lot of time when we're born as light workers, as empaths, as intuitives, we will take on the energy of our family when we're babies, grandparents, our caretakers, our siblings, in order to help them. We are all servers. We are angels in the body. We're here to serve. But it isn't serving anyone to take their energy on. That is actually a lower vibrational behavior that comes from ego, where a lot of the time we're not consciously aware of that. We just want to help. I have done it myself. Did it as a child. Took on my parents' energy, wanting to help. Taking on my brother and sister's energy, wanting to help. Friends. And old energy that we take on from our family and those caretakers that we had, we'll store those down deep into the lower parts of our body. And it turns into pain, chest pain, knee pain, leg pain, hip pain, pelvic pain. A lot of times in the liver, if there was a lot of rage from a parent, you'll store that in your liver. I certainly did. You'll have it in your pancreas. Maybe you've got hypoglycemia. Maybe you have diabetes. Maybe you've got a lot of liver issues from rage. We carry rage in the liver. And it's important to clear that. There's multiple ways to clear that out of your body. Yoga practice, Qigong, Tai Chi, getting body work done, going to shamanic healers. Simple ways, again, going on, taking a cleanse, doing a cleanse, a juice cleanse. And cleanses in the city really need to be nutritive. You need to have nutrition. I don't recommend water fasts when you're living in cities with large populations and you're getting a lot of negative electromagnetic fields, negative EMF. Too hard to do that. Juice cleanses you can do. They're very doable, but make sure that you're getting whole food supplements in your body. I always recommend liquid supplements more. They're more absorbable. If you're going to do a water fast to clear out old energy, make sure that you're going to a center, a healing center, outside of the cities. You know, sometimes they do have healing centers in the cities where you can do it, and they are gridded and protected from negative EMFs, and they don't have any electronics in the centers. So if you have a place like that you can find, I highly recommend that. But to clear out the energy, you can go to those places. You can use essential oils in order to clear out energy. And I talked about this during the upgrade topic, walking barefoot outside in soil, in grass, in the wild. It will clear out old energy, and you can use intentions. Always use intentions all the time. I am clearing energy out of my body easily, beautifully. Thank you, gratitude. That's setting an intention. I set an intention when I'm outside. I call in the 4 Directions Archangels. 4 Directions Archangels, come in and be present, please. Please help me to clear out this energy out of my body safely, gracefully, with ease. Immense gratitude. Thank you, guys. I love you. I like to do it that way. You can set intentions that way. You can clear energy out of your body by tapping your chakras, taking just your fingers and light tapping. You don't have to tap the heck out of yourself. Sometimes I've seen people tap and don't know how to do it. They're like just, pummeling their poor bodies. Take care of your physical vehicle, please. Tapping is light. You can start at the root, at the pubic bone, and a little tap below the belly button for the sacral chakra, a little tap right at the stomach for the solar plexus chakra, a little tap at the heart center for the heart chakra, a little tap at the larynx, the Adam's apple for the throat chakra, a little tap at the third eye for the brow chakra, and a little tap at the crown at the top of your head for the crown chakra. And you can do that over and over again in succession until you either imagine there's flow if you're not tuned into the subtle energies, or if you are tuned in to the subtle energies, you feel the energetic flow start to come. You can also tap the spine. The chakras attach at the spine, and you can tap the spine with your hand if you can reach back there, or have somebody else do that tapping for you. And that will get flow going as well. You're clearing your energies. Always say intentions. I am clearing this energy out of my body easily. Maybe you can tune in through meditation And ask your guides, divine guides, come in and be present. Please show me whose energy I'm holding on to. If a name comes up for you when you're feeling sad, when you're feeling angry, and you get your mother's name, your father's name, a sibling's name, somebody else's name, trust it. That's the person's energy that you're holding on to. And ask that energy to be released into the divine energy. You can visualize a flame above you. Send that up there. Let the divine guides take it. Angels, come in and take my pain. Archangels, come in and take my pain. Ascended masters, come in and take the pain. Take the energy. And then a wonderful way to restore your own energy and to amplify it. I say this every night before I go to sleep. I say this during my own yoga practices, and I bring this into my yoga classes and workshops. I call all parts of myself back home. I ask that all portals to me be closed, or I close all portals. And I ask you, divine guides, to protect me with a golden diamond crystalline shield. Thank you. It's important to say these words because when your energies are left open to whatever, we will scatter our energy. If we have attachments to others, if we're talking with people and we get connected to them, sometimes your energy can get attached to them, and it can deplete your energy. To stay attached to something, it's easy for us to get attached. When you forget that you are source in the body and your own source and you are your own conduit of light, it's easy to get attached. So I'm not feeling that anymore. I'm not feeling depleted by others anymore. I'm fully turned on from my last huge upgrade into my own source, and I'm now starting to feed off of my own divine spectral light. I don't need to eat as much. And so the ritual for me, this is a practice to call all parts of yourself back home, close all portals, and you ask the divine guides to protect you in a golden diamond, because we're coming up, we're calling in a higher vibration from the 7th, the 8th, the 9th ray, otherwise known as a vibration or dimension, to bring that down into us and protect us. Because as your light shines brighter, as you awaken more and you are still not fully integrated, it's easy for darker, duller, grayer, more lower vibrational energies to attach themselves to you. You have to ask for protection. You can get scattered easily. We're awakening and we're integrating. So that's about energy clearing, about yourself. Now, here's something that is being addressed. In my last upgrade, finally it came in for me. Sometimes we feel like it's our job to clear others. I hear a lot of healers. I put my quote fingers up for healers. A lot of conduits of healing light. That's what we are. We're conduits of healing light. We are empaths or intuitives. You can call yourself psychic. You can, whatever term you like to use for yourself. But we are conduits of healing light. We don't heal others. That comes from ego. We don't heal others. We facilitate healing for others by holding our own light strong. So here's how I clear a room. Here's how I clear anything, any space. And as you get more integrated in your energy and get clearer and stronger in yourself, you can clear bigger spaces quicker. This is how we are ascended masters in the body. When you walk into any space, focus on your heart chakra, that center in your heart. It's color green in the 7 chakra system. Start telling yourself you love yourself. This is what I do. I love you. 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 I visualize myself as a column of white light, a pillar of white light. It comes through the crown of my head, all the way down through my feet, attaches me to the earth, and shoots up through the crown of my head, all the way up to source. You can visualize source looking like whatever you want it to look like. For me, it just looks like a big, massive white light above my head that's infinite. And I like to visualize myself underneath Archangel Michael with the aquamarine blue lights and say, work with him. You can pick any archangel you want. You can look them up. pick the angels. You could pick ascended masters. Sometimes I like to work with Isis and Osiris, the ancient Egyptian twin flames. They're on a tapestry above my bed. I work with them often. They're beautiful ascended masters. You can pick anyone you want. There's a whole list of them. Call them in. Bring them into the room with you, into the space, outside, into a group of people. If you're we're coming up on holiday season. If you're going to be with your family, and it's not the most pleasant experience because you haven't accepted your shadow selves in them, just hold your white light when you walk into a room. I love you. I love you. I love you. And when someone's coming at you with a lot of ego and it feels dark, the more you hold your light, I love you, you're going to raise the vibration of the room, of the space, and people's energy, their vibration will start to raise up to match yours. It's very powerful when it happens. I love practicing it because it's so cool. It's really fun. This is a fun tool for me. It's really fun. It's not your job to clear anybody. It's your job to raise the vibration, and everybody will be very attracted to be around you. And if you are loving yourself, they come into your field, and, oh, it's just so wonderful being around you. Thank you for coming here. I feel so good around you. They'll give you that verbal feedback. They'll just feel good around you, and they'll look beautiful. You get to see their beauty. Thank you so much. I love that you're here. Gosh, you're amazing. And they'll start complimenting you. You're really beautiful. Your eyes are so clear. I just feel so good when you're here. I want to talk with you more. I'm sure so many of you have experienced this when you're in a space of love within you. It's amazing. That's what our job is, to clear a place. And then you help people to clear themselves. When you feel good about yourself, when you feel very connected and centered, when you're really loving yourself, loving who you are and what you're here to do, and even if you don't know what you're here to do yet, all you have to do is love yourself, all of you. Love your ego. No, it's challenging. When you're with your parents and they're showing you your past self and you're going, love that. Love, 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 love. Have a little love fest. Here's one of my favorite songs. I talked about this last time in the podcast. I use mantras to help raise my vibration so that when I walk into a room, if I'm walking to a room where there's some challenging people, and it happens to me from time to time, I love the Beatles. Thank Goddess for the Beatles. Wonderful ascended masters in the body. All you need is love. All you need is love. All you need is love, love. Love is all you need. Have that as your mantra. It's so great. If you know a wonderful mantra, if you know a yogic mantra, you can chant that. There's Buddhist mantras that are very powerful. There's Taoist mantras that are very beautiful. Maybe if you grew up in a Christian world, there's a wonderful hymn. There are people who use all of that. If that works for you, do it. Whatever, there's wonderful Hindu mantras, use them. Maybe there's a poem, Ralph Waldo Emerson or Emily Dickinson, or, maybe you've got something you've channeled into yourself that's very loving, very beautiful. Maybe there's another song that you love, I've got some people that just love Beyonce's love song, and you just want to take one little track and loop it like a good DJ in your mind. Make it really easy and just chant it over and over and over again. Sometimes it's just a matter of love you. Oh, here's one that comes in the four directions are bringing this into me. I like to do this when I'm walking outside on a trail, when I just want to have this big love fest with myself. I will start saying this over and over again. It's a great chant. I love myself. I love my heart. I love myself. I love my heart, and over again. And when I do this, my heart expands, and I start feeling very tingly and crystalline. I feel so good. I feel so joyous, and it energizes me. I get very high, and I'm walking, and it almost brings me to tears because this is what we're here to do. We're here to so love ourselves and then to share that with the collective. It's so, so powerful. I really invite you to practice these things. These are the tools that we have in order to raise our own vibration, and then in order to raise the vibration of spaces and rooms. Also, you can practice chakra meditations. I do chakra meditations every day. I lie down every morning, and I visualize each chakra starting at the base, at the root chakra, which is red. And I visualize the chakra just means wheel, the spinning wheel of energy. So I visualize the root chakra red, spinning, and then I go up to the sacral chakra, orange, spinning. And the solar plexus chakra, yellow. The heart chakra, green. The throat chakra, blue. The brow chakra, indigo. And the crown chakra, purple, and then going into gold. And then the 8th chakra, which is anywhere from 2 inches to, it can even be 3 feet above the head. That one's white. And I like to open them up. Another thing that I'd like to do in order to clear my energy is I hug trees. Yes, I'm a tree hugger. They're great. The trees are actually tree beings. They're living beings of energy. And they're fabulous. And so I hug trees. I also love to be around fresh flowers, have fresh flowers in my home and smell them. They help to clear our energy. I use crystals. I have my home in crystal grids. I sleep in a crystal grid. And again, there's essential oils that can help. Cypress is the oil of motion and flow. It can help us to clear. Frankincense always clears. Sandalwood is a clearer, the oil of spirituality. And any holy oil. You can, again, if you want to know about what the holy oils are, you can email me at my website or directly. So that is about energy clearing. So I'm going to complete the program. We don't have any more callers or questions. My next program is Tuesday, November 24th. That is the Thanksgiving week. It is at 11 o'clock in the morning. And I don't know what the topics will be. The guides will clue me in. And it's going to be exciting. I know that. They tell me. I have a series of workshops, yoga workshops that are coming up. The first one is this Saturday. They're all Saturdays. This Saturday, November 14th, 5 to 7 p.m. It's Dive Deeper into Yoga, and this one is on back bends. We're going to be opening up the heart, and we're going to go through it safely. And then November 21st is on inversions. The head is lower than the heart and changing our perception, relaxing the breathing. And then the third one is Saturday, December the 12th, and that is on the chakras and pranayama, breathing techniques. They're all from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. So for more information on that and how to pre-register and how to pay for that, you can go to my new website, SonyaWilderWellness.com. I have a website. Thank you to my webmaster and producer, Kelly Lair Extraordinaire. That's your tag name now, Kelly. Kelly Lair Extraordinaire. Isn't that great? I bow to you. I'm bowing right now. She's my webmaster and she's my producer, and I wouldn't be able to do any of this without Kelly. And so we got that up there. So please visit my website and go to my tab. And she's laughing at me. I know. I think we should put that on your Facebook page in the backdrop, Kelly Lair Extraordinaire. So please go to my website and check it out. And it's awesome. And it's a good start of we're just going to keep building it. So I want to give my thank yous to Jennifer Elise Rogers, my photographer, who took the amazing photographs for my website and for the podcast that you see. That's Jennifer, and she's a very powerful light worker, and our work has just begun. I'm so grateful to you, Jennifer. You are an amazing goddess, and I'm so excited for our journey together. I want to thank my family, my twin Sonya, and my kids, and my mom. And I want to thank all of my dear friends, my friend Borden and Michael and Kylene and Em and Sarah, Mabel, all of my people, and there's so many of you, but I just want all the people who have been helping me so much lately. Thank you so much for being my family, for being in my life and supporting me and allowing me to support you and my whole community. Thank you for listening to this podcast. I'm really grateful to be able to serve you and to channel for you. This is an immense life path, and you're all on it with me. We're all doing this work together to bring a new earth to this planet. So on that note, I love you all. I send you so much blessings, and I will tune in with you next time. Thank you.